So the wheelhouse had a chance to dry. The deck is in position. Well, it's glued to the main deck. Remember, this deck's not glued down yet, so that's why there's still a bunch of wires. There's all kinds of stuff, but this the wheelhouse is actually glued down to the main deck now. And before we put on all the little extras that are going to go on, I think we should address the bottom deck, or B deck, that's going to go along the side of the ship. That would be this deck right here. So going all the way to the stern, this is where the crane is going to be. And this is the storage compartment for the submarine. But over here starts B deck, or the deck along here. We're going to do the walls. I think we're going to do the same thing that we did when we built the wheelhouse. We're going to actually assemble it, make sure it fits into position, and glue it, not to the board, not to the deck, but we're going to fit all the pieces together. We're going to do that, and we're going to open the windows, and then eventually we're going to light it. But I think what we're going to do first is we're going to actually get all the pieces, because it's actually going to go in here, and there's going to be a couple of side pieces that are going to act as a bulkhead. And when we think about getting that done, we're going to clean up all the wires. But before we get to that, we have to build the structure first. So we're going to go ahead. I'm going to unplug the model, make sure it doesn't get damaged in any way. So okay, when we look at the pieces, so we're going to need sections 33, 36, 38, 37, and 35. And you can see there's a staircase that's part 39. And that's going to go up over here. So there's a lot of stuff that we have to do after we're done, but just to get the main structure in place, that's what we're going to do. Yeah, there's not a lot that's going to go in that area on the decks. So, all right, let's get the pieces. All right, so we got 36, 33, 38, 37, and 35. So let's start with these. So we're going to get them off the tree. I'm going to snip the first one, and then we'll just kind of rotate it down. The parts come off the tree very easily, and then we'll be able to clean off the flash or the little pieces that come off from the tree. So that looks good. We'll do the same thing now for the back section. And we have those little bulkheads that are going to go on. That's actually going to bring the decking to a close. All right, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we just need the staircase now. That would be section 39 or part 39. Let's see. Oh, this is it. See, this is why I'm glad I got a spare kit. And what this is going to do, there's a little raised area on the side there. And what that's going to do is that's going to go right into the little slot, so the staircase can go into the upper deck. All right, beautiful. So I think what we're going to do now is, these are all the pieces that we're going to need to form the bottom area. So put these aside for a moment. What we're going to do is we're going to clean these up. So the staircase looks pretty good. There's a little part of the tree that's still on there. That looks good. That's all set to go. Let's see. These are the little flanges that are actually going to be at the end, forming a bulkhead. So these look pretty good as well. Let's see. You can see a part of the part tree. And they also have tabs, so you got to make sure that you don't take the tab off. All right, same thing with this. You can see the tabs. You could tell the difference between the tab and where the tree was. Just like that. All right, this is the last piece. That looks good. All right. So what I want to do, I want to get this into position where not so much the back end, but see the front? I want to make sure that we're going to be able to put the back wall on. And what this is going to do is that's going to go right up against it on the sides. So it's kind of there, see the little raised area, so it's going to go right up against it like that. So you know what, I think what we're going to do before we fit it or glue it into place, it'll be easier to do the windows. So I wonder if these are the same size that we used on the porthole on the side of the wheelhouse. All right. See how good that came out? All right, we're going to go all the way down the line now. All right, there we are. So we got all the portholes done. I think what we can think about now is let's just go ahead and finish off this wall. So we're going to do these two windows. And we're going to need a larger drill bit. See how that looks? And now we're going to square it off. We're going to use the files. See how that's squaring out? So now what we're going to do is we're going to get the small flat piece. There we are. Maybe use a little bit of the, just a bit, using the X-Acto because of the, just to clean out some of the plastic. here we are. Hopefully you can see that. All right, now we're going to do the same thing for the window on the side of it now. Again, we're going to go into the center. Yeah. And now, eventually, when we light this section, see how that looks? Okay, so this would be the, let's see, the port side. So this is all set. There we are. All right, so you see the one on the side of it is a lot smaller, or a lot narrower. All right, let's clean this up a bit. Remember, we want the back nice and smooth because we're going to put the frisket, and that's going to be the window panes. All right, let's just make sure that everything is nice and clean. Here we are. So that's the starboard side. Let's see, the last section we have is the back. And looks like there are two doors here. You can see those openings are small, so let's, yeah, we use the same drill bit. Yeah, that looks good. Because there's smaller rectangles. Okay, so that looks pretty good, I think. So when it comes to the windows, let's see, we got, so this is not a window, that's a door. Yeah, so we got all the windows that we need to do. So let's clean everything up. So I think we're going to tape this in place. And yes, this is a pane, but we got to make sure it's completely flush and it's going to fit with all the parts. All right. Now we can glue. What I want to do is I want to glue the back bulkhead on. Remember, we don't want to glue it to the deck. All right, so the side with the so these little tabs are going to go on to the end like that, and we got to make sure that we line up the bottom with the tab that's going to go into the deck. See how that looks? It locks into place just to make sure it fits. But the other side, and that would be the starboard side, it's flatter. There is a door on this bulkhead. It's a small square door, and I don't know if it's going to be easily seen, so I'm not going to drill that. So there's, see that little tab? That's going to go onto the other side. And what I want to do is I want to make sure it's going to line up. So that looks pretty good. And this is going to go right up against the wall. See how that's looking? So I want to do the same thing now with the other side, because that's right up against that tab. So we're going to put some glue on the other side. We're going to do the same thing with the other wall. So I don't know if you can see that. The tab against the wall, the back wall is right up against both sides and on the bottom on the floor, on the bottom of the deck. And then the sides will go in, and that'll be all set. So I want to give that a second to cure now, stiffen up a bit. And then we'll put on the staircase. So again, I want to fit it into position, and I want to put it on the, fit it on the deck just to make sure we're going to be able to get the deck on. So that looks like it's fitting. There. And now you can see that the steps are going to go up, and they're actually going to lead. See over there? There's going to be a little opening. You can't see it on the port on the starboard side, but on the other side you can see there's a little opening for the staircase. All right, so we got to wait for this to dry now, but just to give you a little peek or an idea of how it's going to look, you can see we got the portholes, we got the doors, the windows. And I'm going to take you off the tripod in a second. I just want to make sure everything is fitted and into position. Okay, so we got the back wall, the little bulkhead areas, those are all set. It's fitted into position, and I know it's kind of a pain, but we want to make sure when it's glued. If we would have just glued this on a flat surface, let me show you. It might not have lined up. You see how it's not completely level? But when it's on the deck, everything is lined up with the tabs, and when we glue it, we're going to be able to get a solid seal. So this is going to go in this area right here, And before we seal everything up, we're going to trim all the wires down, because don't forget, we still have to do the radar. So we got the little motor that's going to be rotating the radar, and those wires are going to go down as well. So I want to get the basic structures done first. So you can see this side of the deck is a little bit more curved, but it'll still glue into place. So I think we gotta wait now, and I want to let this cure. You can see we had done the windows, cleaned off the parts, and this is all set now to prime. We got the window walls up, we got the windows all drilled out, cleaned out, and once it's primed and painted, we're going to do the same thing with the frisket to make the window panels. That way there it's not, we don't have that twinkling effect. So my friends, I thank you so much for watching, and until the next video, I'll talk to you guys soon.